Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. You guys wait for all week for the multiplayer podcast. You guys see the title of the show. Sony wins November's NPD. Are more bots going to jump shit? So anyway, getting right along. So what you guys want to tackle first? You want to hop straight on the NPD? Let the room fill up a little bit. I know this shit is gonna be juice. I know Puerto Rock got some. I know you got some sauce on me.
Yeah, let that motherfucker come in there because I was hearing him having another long podcast trying to explain some shit. So he was solo. He was solo.
Nah, y'all got. I want to hear that shit.
No. We got you. Let the ponies won. The ponies won November.
Wait, hold. Hey, goddamn. Hey, man, get your shit together, man. Goddamn. Every week, man, we're gonna vote your ass off the island, bro. Every week like that motherfucking happen. Hey, nigga, what the fuck, nigga? What the fuck? You got 2 up and 1 down? What the fuck are these niggas you got?
Yeah, I don't even know what happened.
Man, you know what that is.
He's good.
He said computer love.
You got that?
I know what's wrong. The PlayStation, bro.
You got that earphones connection.
Yeah,
if they're talking shit, you better get that shit right.
The hamster got out and chewed the wires. What?
Get that motherfucking goat in the closet or something. Stop that motherfucker.
Stroke that motherfucker.
Chewing on them wires.
Yeah, so anyway, getting right into the day, Sony has won November's NPD, and those motherfuckers are out there peacocking. They left a tweet yesterday, so disrespectful with the gall, the audacity. 50 million consoles sold worldwide.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, you know.
Praise God.
50 million consoles worldwide. And then, I don't know who the fuck that was. That's Yoshida's nephew, who the fuck he was. Then he just drops the mic and walks off stage. And the gaming community has been going crazy. We lost a few bots over the weekend. RIP, my man, Iron Wolf. He'll be back, though.
Hey, he might come back to a motherfucking bloodbath. He better keep his ass over
shout
there.
out to Wolf, man. Leave Wolf alone, man.
Oh man, that shit is
Wolf
hilarious.
be catching hell. He said, man, they got the games, and that's the facts.
That's the facts. He said, bring those games back. Hey, he said he lost 300 subs. He said he lost 300 subs. Like he just something just happened magically and he just lost subs. He know what the fuck he was doing.
We got 93 motherfuckers in here already.
Yeah, motherfuckers. They're probably all motherfucking Sony fans. They ready for us, for me and Z and Reaper to lose our shit today.
Wolf said he lost 300 subs.
Yeah, 300 subs.
He posted that shit on Twitter. Yeah, he said he lost 300 subs. Shit. And so I was like, well, I mean.
Hey, faith is a costly thing. It costs you.
Hey,
wait, hold up, though. You know, YouTube got a glitch going on. YouTube ain't get him?
No, I don't think the Twitch got him. I think the bad Xbox fans got to a hold of his ass. Like, man, fuck this motherfucker. When he started talking about facts, that shit was done. I like Iron Wolf, man. I've talked to him a couple of times. Got on the podcast with him. Cool dude. It's just the fact that, man, you can't come out here and just flip the script so motherfucking hard. Like, you know, you got to ease into that shit. You know, you got to ease in that. Yeah, man. You know what? You just stuck it right in the booty.
Get killed in the streets for changing sets, bro.
Hey, hold on. Let me say this though. What I've learned throughout my short YouTube career here on YouTube in this gaming community, that people vote for these consoles like their favorite sports team or or part of the family. You know what I mean? Like, what's crazy? Like in the day, I say this time and time and again. All this shit is new to me. Like I swear to God, sometimes I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers be bugging. Hey, don't get me wrong. I get out that bitch and play. I cut a rug. I go out that bitch and shimmy a little bit. But I be bugging the fuck out. But some motherfuckers take this shit to heart. I be like, God damn. I done got death threats. I done had a motherfucker live stream on Twitch have sex with an Xbox 360. Like, fuck you, next thing. Listen, with a mop on his head, my right hand is God. You know what I mean? With a mop on his head, yo. Man. Yo, like I didn't see it all, man. But my man Wolf, man, you know what, man? I don't know, man. Shout out to Wolf, man. He be all right. They be back.
Yeah.
He be back when that Scorpio drop.
You
Or
definitely,
that
and that's the facts.
motherfucking facts.
Hey, shout out to a YouTuber that I don't know that somebody sent that shit and tagged me to the motherfucker. It was some dude that called me K Mega the Cornflake. And I was like, hey, thank you, bro, for keeping me on your mind. I don't know. So you know what? I don't know. But thank you.
What's the cornflake actually?
Because he was gonna say my name K Mega 405, but he said K Mega fucking K Mega the dumbass cornflake. I was like, damn.
Wow.
I'm like cold blooded.
Oh man. Oh, they got the memes. They got the memes already. They got the memes flowing. God damn. So anyway, let me start off by saying this. So wait. First of all, Porter, you kind of quiet, Porter Rock. You all right back there?
No, I'm good. I'm just listening.
You sure?
He's back there sipping on a Malta on a throne.
You sipping
on that. You sipping on that Kermit the Frog tea right now, getting ready to drop them.
Right now I'm on that Malta and plantain chips up in this motherfucker.
Plantain.
Right outside the bodega.
Yeah, outside of the bodega, huh?
Yeah, yo estoy aquí tranquilo, brother.
So I'm asking
Just about to be Cinco de Mayo up in this bitch.
Here's my opinion. I think it was the PS4 Pro at that came out at the beginning of the month, which probably pushed Sony over the top. You know what I mean? Because what we got from these sites, Adobe and I forgot the other place, that Microsoft won Black Friday. So whatever Sony probably put out for at the beginning of the month, maybe 200,000. I would like to know how many PS4 Pros were sold in November. I mean.
Yeah, me too.
I know they are going to bunch them up as PS4 sales, but I would like to know the breakdown, because I was surprised how the Slim took off and sold the way they did, at the end of the day. But what do you think, Porter Rock?
No, I was also surprised about the Slim. That shit, I think that shit's still #1 at Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's fucking off the hook. Best Buy had it at #1. I mean, to be honest, all they could attest to this. I honestly, when I had my podcast yesterday, I was the only one that thought Xbox was going to win MVP by a slight margin.
I wonder a shallow victory.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be MP. I thought it was going to be Xbox One winning MPD by a small margin because of the Blu-ray player. But the point I was making that if it would have won, it would have been a shallow victory.
Why is that?
Right. Reason being is Xbox One S is a little bit not as bad, but it's going through what the PS3 went through. It's going through what the PS3 went through.
What's that?
When you advertise your console as a Blu-ray player, you're gonna have consumers that buy it, but all they're gonna do is treat it as a Blu-ray player. And I guarantee 100% of the people that bought Xbox One S over the last 4 months are not all gamers. You know what I'm saying? Some people are just going to use that Xbox One S strictly as a 4K Blu-ray.
Shit, I can say the same for the whole launch of the PlayStation 4 right now. You think that every person that bought a PlayStation 4 was a diehard gamer?
Let me ask you something. Why would you buy a PlayStation 4 then if you're not going to game on it?
Because
took away all the media features.
It was the media features like for the Netflix things like that. No. Not everybody. When the PlayStation 4 first drops, a lot of people were still having 720p televisions, just now crossing over to 1080p televisions, and a lot of them didn't get the smart televisions. So they looked at that, and they were still associated.
Nobody want to buy no fucking
When that shit dropped, it had no features. It still can't play audio CDs. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Listen. In 2013, you could buy $100 Blu-ray player with Netflix and all that. This is in 2066, bro.
I understand that, but I'm saying people still the casuals that still buy consoles. They buy those consoles for the same features that they normally buy them. But I am. You're trying to say.
But you're countering my point. If you're gonna counter my point, I'm talking about movie enthusiasts, not gamers. 100%.
Well, I'm just saying can be said for the original for the vanilla PlayStation 4 though. I'm just saying.
How?
K-Maker. Hold on.
Here comes another crossover.
Yo,
Here comes another crossover.
Quiet. Let me hear.
MVP, we gonna get to that.
No, listen. Hold up, listen. Why would a movie? Hold up. Why would a movie enthusiast buy a $400 movie player when you could get a better $100 one? This is 2013. You had superior 1080p Blu-ray players already on the market. This isn't 2013.
But the casual don't know that.
Oh, yeah, they do. A movie enthusiast knows they could go out and get a Blu-ray player for $80 with all that shit. You're telling me they're gonna pay $400?
Here's the thing. Pull up. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, yeah. I think K-Mega slightly has this point mixed up. Because
it's gonna be true.
Let him talk.
Let me say more of this devastator. Go ahead.
Came out. A lot of people bought that for
Wait,
Exactly.
Get your mic together, man.
Send your mic to Hades.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
We hear you now. Go. I want to hear.
I think you meant to say when a PlayStation 3 came out, that was more. The PlayStation 3 was more used as a Blu-ray player and stuff like that, rather than gaming and stuff like that. I think that's what came.
Now, what you're talking about? You're talking about the PS3? Because you kept saying 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
my man's been drinking. He's been drinking. Give him a chance.
Are you talking about the 3?
Give him a chance. He's been drinking.
Okay, let me break this down for a second.
Break it down.
Because remember when the PlayStation 3 came out, it was the only machine with a Blu-ray player, and it was the cheapest Blu-ray player. Do you know what I'm saying? So unless K-Mega's drunk as a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what his point was, basically, that the PlayStation 3 was used the same way as the Xbox was. Do you know what I'm saying? Now we can move on.
I agree with that. And I said that from the start. So is that what you're talking about, K-Mega?
No, this motherfucker talking.
Oh, fucking hell, man. I tried to make you look good.
No. Let me explain this.
Go ahead.
Okay, first off, the PlayStation 4, you know what I'm saying? Okay, it can be related to the PlayStation 3, but the whole reason why a lot of people bought the PlayStation 4 is and I'm going to say that, hey, can you say, because you say it so much better than me, Next Gen, can you do the Iron Wolf facts for me? Can you say this?
The motherfucking facts.
Okay, here we go.
Ask for another man to
God damn it,
your point.
you're killing me. You keep interrupting me, bro. Let me say my point. Okay, so
you gonna get this work. Get him, King.
I'm about to get it. I'm just this devastator is warming me up. Okay, anyway.
I got him still.
All right. Come on. Okay, let me be cool. Anyway, no. So what I'm saying is that those people, the one reason why the PlayStation 4 sold so well in the beginning was because of the $100 price point. Only the gaming fans cared about the DRM and all that other bullshit. The consumer looked at the price, $400, $500. Damn, they're more familiar with the PlayStation 3, or how the PlayStation is more comfortable, it's more popular at the whole time of the beginning, right? So the casuals jumped on ship. But
nigga, we talk about Blu-rays and movies.
Hold on.
No. Porter Rock is talking about the movies, right? But the part he's talking about with the Xbox One S, it's slightly true, but not quite, because it's also about the same reason why people bought the PlayStation 4, the price point. The reason why the Pro didn't sell as well as the Slim is because those people didn't have, or because the Pro didn't have a disk drive. That's the main reason. Look, you can talk night and day about what gamers deserve and what gamers truly want. Look, they're about being comfortable, and they're about having the same things that they've had from the very fucking beginning. That is something that was like, a DVD player, a Blu-ray player, a fucking just playing your CDs on the PlayStation 1. The Pro was only for the diehards. For the casuals, they wanted to watch movies and play their games. Even if they might play Street Fighter just for a few hours and that's it, they still bought the system because of the fact if you watch movies, it's an all-in-one system box. That's what I'm saying. So you can't just say that people bought the fucking Xbox One S just for that reason for movies. That's bullshit.
All right.
That's bullshit.
Right, listen, you're not hearing me. What I'm saying is you do have people who bought an Xbox One S simply because
I think B trying to get in here.
All right. Simply should be in here. All right. There are people who bought the Xbox One A, same as the PS3. Both consoles went through it. simply because of the Blu-ray player, and that's all they do because there are consumers who only care about movies. They don't care about games. And if you have the cheapest Blu-ray player, that is that console that they're gonna go. That is the product they're gonna go to do it. That's what I'm telling you. All right. It went with the PS3. PS3 was the cheapest Blu-ray player out. Usually $800 cheaper. That is exactly what they went with. They went with the Blu-ray player because it was the cheapest. They didn't care about the games. They cared about getting the cheapest Blu-ray player for their household to watch movies. Xbox One S is in the same position. You have consumers who got the damn thing for free with a 4K TV simply because it was a Blu-ray player. And that is all they're going to do with it. They're just going to pop in movies. And no, you're not going to convince a 40-year-old who's not a gamer to convince him to game now. That shit that sells. It won't be a Trojan horse. Because that's what Sony banked on with the PS3. It didn't work. They treated it exactly how they wanted. It's a Blu-ray player. It's the cheapest one on the market. They could get to watch movies. Boom. They went and bought it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, but that makes no fucking sense. You're trying to tell me that a person that has primarily bought consoles just for a fucking Blu-ray player or a 4K Blu-ray player don't play games.
Yeah,
that is absolutely stupid.
All right, hold on.
It's actually factual.
Listen real quick. Think about it. They're not looking at it as a console. They're looking at it as the cheapest Blu-ray player on the market. That's how they see it.
So you try. Yeah, what's up? What's up, bro?
You know I love you, right?
Yeah.
We got to take an L on this one right here. We got to find another one. It ain't looking good. We on the road trip. You cut on both eyes, baby. What's up, man?
No.
Let me middle, okay, Mega.
No. Hold on. Let me bring this point up. He's making this. He's saying that the 40-year-old, the 50-year-old that just bought it because of the 4K Blu-ray player. That might be true to some extent, but what he's saying is that they only bought it because they want to watch movies, but they're acting like nobody's ever going to play games on the bitch. What do you think they got? No, that's exactly what you said.
I'm saying they are.
No. So there's not going to be any grandkids. There's not going to be any other kids or anybody that's going to play the goddamn system at all. They wouldn't even bought the system if they weren't going to have it for game.
It's the cheapest Blu-ray player.
That's I understand that.
Listen, look, telling you something that already happened. It already happened.
Look,
that is what PS2 went through.
Look, we understand that you motherfucking ponies think that it's all good and great because y'all won every piece. What goddamn prize did you win for winning? What prize did you win? What prize did you win? What prize did you win?
The same shit you win.
What prize did you win? What prize did you win?
We got more games.
Same prize you won.
We got more games.
Whatever you won, I won. Whatever you
got more games. Hey, yo, K-Mega. Hey, yo, K-Mega. I know you're on your side. Niggas don't buy games, and games aren't that important to you niggas. But I don't know if you saw last Saturday, we got more games, nigga. More Japanese games, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You joined the Xbox Club the wrong time, brother, man.
Hold on, wait a minute.
You about to enter the drought.
Okay,
first off.
The devil's in my house?
Let me show you, man.
The devil's in my house.
Okay, all right. Okay, hold on. First off, let me just make this point. K-Mega's in the motherfucking house now. I don't know what the fuck these motherfuckers is talking about. You talking about me don't own no games. I'll put up my motherfucking game list up to yours anytime you and your GOATs games, motherfucking MVP. Let's get that shit right, okay?
I bet you I beat your ass on those Xbox games live. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we can do that. We can set it up. We can set it up.
We can set it up.
You ain't won. You ain't won. Actually, let me talk to the boss man for the second. Let me talk for the so boss man. Yeah. You had a match. you had the match on Street Fighter, and you didn't call the young gunner in to do the work for you. I would have bodied them niggas.
You know what the problem was? Is the fact that you got that goat in your lap right now, that shitty ass internet connection.
That shit ain't gonna fade away in the motherfucking wind.
Wait, put it record though.
I want to do it live. You ain't gonna do shit live, but fucking let that shitty ass internet go to dust.
Somebody get that cut, man, for K Mega, man. His eyes swollen. Somebody cut it, mid.
You know what I'm saying? What you're just trying to do is trying to downgrade the fact that the Xbox One S has sold. If it wasn't, let's just make this clear. We've said this on BGST. I've said this in my videos. If the Xbox One S, if the Xbox won the MPDs, then it was going to be a landslide. If PlayStation won, I think it was going to be close. Just for the main reason because the customer themselves said with their wallets that they want the slim. They want that disk drive. Sony was trying to fuck you guys, and you know, Puerto Rock, you was like you was on the fence for the Pro. So don't try to act all hot side like this shit is cool, like the Pro is cool now. You said you didn't even think about getting that motherfucker. So now you over here talking this good shit about it's all great and shit like that. Look, Sony tried to pull a wool over motherfucking consumers' eyes by saying, look, y'all don't need this. Then they had dumbass YouTubers going out there saying, oh, you if you're a true gamer, you won't need a disc drive. You don't need no 4K Blu-ray player.
It's all about the games.
It's all about the games. But now y'all want the MPDs, and now all of a sudden, only reason why Xbox One was because Xbox One sold well is because of the 4K Blu-ray player. Well, it's the same thing that goes with the PlayStation Slim because that outsold everything. That's what I'm saying. That's the point that I'm making.
Right. Hold on.
So
the Xbox One S sold because the Xbox One X is tight, man. It looks nice, and Microsoft had a dope lineup of games.
Said this nigga's internet connection is connected to his bike pedals.
Can I get this work? Can I get this work?
K-Mega.
What's up?
First of all, man, the PlayStation spanking Microsoft like a
I'm going to get everybody tonight. Let it begin. Hey, we sending all these motherfuckers to Hades tonight.
I'm gonna give you this one.
That's it.
All right, yo, on the real. Y'all seen the Dark Knight movie when Batman fought Bane and he tried to black out and Bane looked at this motherfucker like, are you actually trying to use the dark against me? Remember that scene? When Bane's like, nigga, I was born in this shit. Mm-hmm. You trying to talk to me about the effects of Blu-ray when we had that shit from the get-go. I know the struggles and the shit of Blu-ray. I was a PS3 fanboy, and yet a DVD player known as the Xbox whooped the shit out of this Blu-ray player. Why? Because motherfuckers weren't buying games. We had movie enthusiasts. Yo, on the real, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 both ended up at 80 million, yet 360 has much higher game sales. How the fuck do you both have the same amount of consoles, but yet 360 has much more higher game sales? It's because we had motherfuckers that only bought movies. I am telling you this from experience.
And 360 had Halo and Gears though.
All right?
360 had Halo and Gears though.
You look at the back then on MPD, they used to separate game sales by platform. Every 360 version of the game was always higher than the PS3 version of the game. And by a lot, not even by like 100K, 200K. We're talking like 2 million difference. Huge difference. Because we have motherfuckers that just treated that shit as a passive entertainment device. All they did was move. That's it. And that shit killed Sony. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you this from a fanboy. I am telling you this from experience because we went through that shit. I went through that shit. Again, I was born in this dark motherfucker. You merely adopted it. You just adopted this shit.
Okay, and you know what happened?
Motherfucking Bane!
Okay, you can be Bane in the fucking beginning, but you know what happens at the end, right, to Bane? That motherfucking shit go...
Yeah.
Start taking that shit off.
Well, you better try to get your Bruce Wayne on, dog.
Hey, no. It's all good, man. This is look. Microsoft is fine for all the crossovers that jumped ship and left. Good, stay your ass over there and sink over there when all the motherfucking when y'all start hearing Sony's getting some more fucking delays, and then people thinking like, I was hearing a rumor. Now I'm hearing all these crazy ass rumors. I was hearing a rumor that Final Fantasy VII Remake was coming to the PlayStation, right? These motherfuckers forgot already that game is a multi-plat, but that also should scream disaster, because if Final Fantasy VII Remake does come out next year, that means that the bitch is going to be episodic, because there is no way in hell that it's going to be as big and as masterful as what Final Fantasy 15 is. So those things were, did you say not true or that's true?
That's true.
Okay, so therefore, we're hearing nothing but rumors. Sony had a fantastic fucking show. Good for them. I'm not mad about that. There was games.
No, good for us.
The
people who like games.
They had up before. Exactly. If you're a gamer, you'll love that show. I love the show. It was the best Sony show this generation. Great, but now.
Can I ask you a question there, Ken? Can I ask you one question there?
Go ahead.
So if Microsoft have a lot more expendable cash, which we know they do, why aren't they giving us shows like that?
What are you talking about, like shows like that? I mean, look, they had an opportunity. Look, now I've said this in I've said this in my videos and I've said this in podcasts. Microsoft missed the opportunity to capitalize on Gamescom because Sony didn't go to Gamescom. I don't know why the fuck Microsoft didn't do it. That was a mistake by them because they had the hype going. Look at the excitement of what the Scorpio is still doing. Even while Sony is still doing everything positive at this moment right now, having all the buzz, the Scorpio is still right there lingering. And the motherfucking PlayStation dudes out there know it. So that's a positive. So yeah, they could have showed some extra games coming around. Look, I like that chime because that chime means I'm bringing out those Iron Wolf facts. So I'm just saying, look, look, it's okay, it's cool, but Microsoft will be absolutely fine. This whole rhetoric bullshit about Microsoft doesn't have games or they gonna do this. I think motherfucking Next Gen is bugging because he was over here. I think he's the one that started this motherfucking epidemic.
MVP, hold on. Hold on. MVP, what you playing right now, bro?
Last game I played, to be honest, was Final Fantasy.
Nice.
What else did you play?
Well, let me show you, man. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. And fuck, let's flip the script here. Fuck it, Smoke Blend Podcast. Who the fuck sold more used console this Black Friday? It was me, you corporate cocksuckers. I sold my Xbox, my PS4, and I sold my RAM. Fuck PC. I'm behind this generation. And when I bought me another 4K, and my shit better than Next Gen.
That sushi stuff. I'm
gonna say something. All right, the reason why the Xbox community is going crazy is because
no. The true Xbox fans are going crazy. I'm not tripping the slightest.
I'm not tripping either. I don't
care.
Me neither.
Okay, look, the MPD. I'm about to give MVP a shout out. Fuck that motherfucker over there. You know what I'm saying? No, shout out to my boy over there on the other side of the pond with a goat. I just want, with the ashy ass toes. It's all good, man. Look, I didn't give a fuck when Microsoft won because I knew that eventually their PlayStation would get it. Look, we're not winning anything with the MPDs. It's just a good bragging point to talk shit. Okay, I get it, but it's not doing anything or benefiting anybody on either side. What we should be caring about is the games. But when we hearing shit about Microsoft is not presenting different type of genre of games, I would beg to differ. Just look at their lineup from the Xbox One from launch all the way until now, and it's been different than what it was for the last 5 years of the Xbox 360. That's a fact.
I'm not gonna lie.
What you're saying, last 4 years. What
you're saying is true. Shall I tell you what's fucking it up, though? What's fucking it up is that you're right. Microsoft are trying these new flavors, but people aren't buying them at the rate Microsoft would like. Do you know what I'm saying? So that keeps fucking up the chances of that happening in the future. Now, I reckon if Scalebound and Crackdown 3 don't sell well, it's not going to be looking good, man. It's not going to be looking good.
Crackdown 3,
you know who's going to save the day? Mario!
Hey, yo, but listen, you know what, though? Some real shit right here. This all fanboy shit put aside. And this one thing I got to say. And I won't say that the exclusives are not selling well because the hardcore, us, the mainstream, we go out there day one. Microsoft has done a shit job this generation advertising their other exclusives outside of Gears, Halo, and Forza. They did a shit job advertising those games to the casuals. I tell you guys again and again and again, which I didn't, before. Like I heard from people within the industry that us hardcore, we don't give these companies any money. It's the casuals. You know what I mean? It's not the hardcores going out there buying Call of Duty. It's the casuals go out there and buy, year after year. But like I said, Microsoft has done a shit job and advertising their new IPs to the casuals. That's what I was saying. Me and Crap sometimes we don't ever agree.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
That's what I'm saying.
On that. Yeah, I agree with that.
No, but even amongst us certain times, it's like I remember when Recall first came out. K Mega didn't have that game for ages. I was like, "Yo, K Mega, have you got Recall yet?" And he was like, "Ha ha ha ha."
Oh, goddamn lie! Hold on, wait a minute. Now I got videos. You can go check my. You can go check the tape.
That's besides the point, man.
No. Fuck that.
Next gen, finish the story.
He was trying to kill. He was trying to kill my motherfucking vibe. Look, hold on. You go look at the tape. I showed Record at launch while I was playing the game. I had that game. I bought that game 2 weeks before it was even out. So that's a lie. Okay.
But anyway, as I was saying,
hey, let next gen finish, man.
It's cool. As I was saying though, that's why. And again, people fuck the fanboy shit. People get mad. Well, Sony's showing games that come out 2 years from now. Doesn't make a difference. What happens is it gets the gamers, us here, talking about them. We've seen what's coming. I don't have a problem seeing a game or trailer of a game. As long as I know the motherfucker's coming. I mean, you're not gonna pull the motherfucking the last, not the last, what you call that shit that just came out with the possum.
Last Guardian.
As long as the game is coming out, I don't mind. So that fuck, like I said, fuck the entertainment. That fanboy angle right there, I don't agree with. You know what I mean? I don't see nothing wrong with seeing God of War or Spider-Man. Gets me excited. Gives me a reason to own a PlayStation 4. You know what I mean? Gets us talking about it. And that's what Microsoft has to do. They have to start doing better, advertising their games. Just don't wait to Christmas and Black Friday and Thanksgiving. You're still the underdog. And I want to say this: both of these consoles are both outpacing previous generations. So, it's okay if someone comes in number 2 or number 3 is fine. But they need to get on. This is what, to me, in my opinion, is what Microsoft is missing this generation. Are the commercials? I'm not just talking about Xbox $299. Show some of the goddamn games. You know what I mean? And it would really suck again to not get I doubt we do a sequel to Sunset Overdrive 2. Great game. You know what I mean? I don't know if they can be working out between them and Crytek with Rise. I don't know if something can be figured with that. Everybody put their egos aside.
There's been a lot of rumors. There's been a lot of rumors showing Rise Empire. I think that's a real thing. I really do. I think that's a real thing.
I think it was a real thing, and shit got scrapped during. They couldn't come to terms on the agreement because it was rumored they were supposed to show that at E3 2014. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
There's an issue with Crytek right now.
Yeah, I think they're like hurting for money or some shit.
Yeah, they were hurt.
Yeah. If Microsoft was smart, they'd do like they did the Gears franchise. They would buy that franchise, and they would hire the developers who helped make the first game and put them on there with a sequel. That'd be the smartest thing they can do.
Yeah, you know what I mean? True. But I don't know what they. I guess at the end of the day, I think it's more ego. That guy, I don't know if he's Russian or German. That motherfucker, the president of Crytek.
He's a dick. Yeah, I heard he was acting like a dick. Yeah, but see, okay, but hold on. I think what everybody has missed overall is how Microsoft has had to come out of the hole. This is something that I don't think all the gamers think about. Is that normally, if you look at look at what happened to Sega and Atari and all the rest of them. When they had a bad launch, even though the Xbox One sold well, their PR was everything about what the Xbox was like tainted. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you said next gen 720 and you put Xbox there, that shit was you got more hate than anybody. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, Microsoft solved that the way that Sega couldn't solve. Microsoft solved their problems with the Xbox One. The way Sega, it was impossible for Sega to solve their problems with the Dreamcast. Sega literally had no money at the time. Like Akara-san had to put money from his own bank into the company to keep it going, whereas Microsoft are like multi-billion-dollar company. It's nothing for them to keep.
Okay, but you see, but MVP, I know you like to interrupt me. I think you're feeling yourself tonight. That's fine. You look like you wide awake. That's great. That's great. But let me finish. Let me make my point. All I'm saying is this. Microsoft had to change the perspective of the Xbox One brand in order for people to want to buy it, because there were people that didn't even give a fuck about buying that system. So therefore, they had to change that perspective. Now, finally, that's changed. The whole narrative about buying an Xbox is not as bad or as tainted as it was in 2013.
What changed?
That's what I'm saying. Every company has had to do that. It's just that Microsoft have the expendable funds to have to do that earlier. What's different about that? What's so different about the situation Microsoft was in now?
Because those other companies closed their doors. It doesn't matter how much money Microsoft has.
What about Sony with the PlayStation 3?
If a motherfucker can't walk in the door and give them the money, what you gonna do?
Well, it doesn't matter about it.
Sony with the PlayStation 3 was in this exact same position. People
but that's the point that I'm trying to make. But you goddamn it, you keep interrupting me. Shut the fuck up. Let me say this. Because every time that I say something, people want to blah, 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 blah. Shut up. Let me say this. Okay, I was just going to bring up the point about the PlayStation 3. The PlayStation 3 took a whole goddamn generation before they got their shit in order. And the reason why they got in order, because they brought in those new IPs. All I'm saying to the Xbox brethren and to the fucking fanboys that hates Xbox, give them time. Give them time. Now they got their footing. They got out of this rut. Let them show what they can. Now, if they don't, then rip their ass up and down if they keep doing the same thing. That's all I'm saying.
Let me say this. I want to add on to what he's. And what changed it around for Microsoft, right? And it's crazy as hell. I really don't get any credit for some of the things I say, but what changed it around for Microsoft and made it okay to own not say okay, but it's always been okay to own. It was, and people start talking about what changed Microsoft at the beginning was the whole resolution thing. And that 720-900p, that has went away. When I was saying that Microsoft has to come out and announce this new hardware, now we have quote unquote the Scorpio, right? It's coming, right? So everyone's talking about fucking the Scorpio. And no longer you hear about fucking resolution. Now we did fucking this multi-plat. Now we're back to talking about who got the better exclusives. You know what I mean? See, it was the flip of them coming out or announcing that they're going to have more powerful hardware. Listen to this here. But on the same token, what I don't like, and it's just me just being a guy, true blue Xbox fan, been here since 2001. If you look at how the Xbox was in 2001, through the 2001 to 2005, the 360 to the end of this lifestyle, and you look at the different genres of exclusives that they have, and I know this is a business at the end of the day, but with Microsoft, maybe because of Donnie D, I don't know. They just got paid in this whole thing of being the shooter in the racer box. That's been it. Gears, Halo, and Forza. And I know we got Scalebound coming, but it's not guaranteeing you're going to get a Scalebound too. We don't know if Microsoft is going to invest in the long term of that franchise. Quantum Break. There's no reason. I understand it didn't take off well. They should have been bundling that motherfucker right now for $5-10 on Black Friday. Great goddamn game. There's no reason why we shouldn't get a goddamn Sunset Overdrive 2 or Quantum Break 2. You know what I mean? Being that you the guys or whatever the fuck y'all did with Fable, that's why I've still been bitching the fucking fit. Because, I don't give a fuck about Halo. Fuck Halo. But, you know what I mean? So, that's one thing I say, and I hope, maybe it may not sell, and to the quote-unquote the casual, but Microsoft has to do a better job at advertising their games to fucking the quote-unquote casual. I don't want E3 to come this year, and all you're going to show me is Forza Motorsport 7, Halo Wars 2, Scalebound. I didn't see
Halo Wars is going to be out in February. That's why I agree to some degree, but then again, I look at it and I'm like, damn, next gen, you're part of the problem of what's going on. Okay, no. I get what you're saying. Okay. But I gotta tell you something. Okay, check it out. You got to understand, brother. You're tripping. Okay, because if you look at the games that's slated to come out, they're not bro shooters. There's no bro shooters. Okay, look, you bring up Halo, the RTS.
That's not what I said.
The Halo. No, let me finish.
I want you just what I said.
All right. What?
I said we're gonna get Scalebound. I said we're gonna get what I'm saying. games like Scalebound, we're not guaranteed to get a Scalebound 2 if it doesn't succeed, is what I said.
I think that was but next gen, I think that was the beginning of this generation because Xbox had to get their shit together to have a fan base. Now that the Xbox One S is coming off the shelves, now they have expendable monies to go ahead and take those risks. That's what I'm trying to say. If you if you get Rise, okay, let's just say that Rise Empire is going to be a thing at launch. Then you got Scalebound. That's 2. Even if you got Rise coming a little bit later, then you got 2 hack and slash. You got a European or Western-made hack and slash game that kind of, in my opinion, would kind of combat against God of War because of the way that you press the buttons and shit like that. Then you got a Japanese-made hack and slash games that can compete against those games like Nioh. That's perfect. Then if you go and you look at State of Decay 2, that's a 4K a 4-player multi game zombie game that's kind of in the same realm of Left 4 Dead. It kind of combats with Killing Floor, but even though I think Killing Floor is going to come to the Xbox eventually, but still, let's just say it doesn't. Then you got that type of game. Then you got an RTS. PlayStation don't even have an RTS right now. Let the PlayStation fanboys say, "Oh, nobody gonna buy that shit." It doesn't matter. It's still different. You can sit there and tell me about fucking Galgun and other fucking games, but you can't tell me that an RTS is not important. Just go and check out Civilization 5 and see if motherfuckers know, or 6 and see if motherfuckers ain't bought that game off the fucking shelves. You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't matter if people on Xbox don't buy it, though.
They have, you know what I'm saying? I agree. They might need more fighters. We don't know what's going to happen with Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct for the last couple of years have been.
Please don't mention that. Please don't mention that, man. Come on, that shit's dead.
Oh my god. Okay, anyway, Killer Instinct is.
That shit's dead, though.
Killer Instinct is not dead. What the hell is wrong with you? How was it dead?
People don't play at tournaments and shit like that. I'm part of the fighting game scene, man. People don't play at tournaments.
It out fucking sold the old king of the fighters, which was Street Fighter.
Go right now on Google and find numbers of how many units is sold. You can't.
You know what? Look,
hey, if it's an Evo, it's doing fine.
It's doing fine.
No,
it's the worst.
No, actually. No.
Oh, not actually. But okay, anyway, I don't even know what planet you're on right now.
Go and find weekend tournaments.
This is a problem.
Hey, real quick, let me see. Just to go back on topic. I say the one thing Microsoft has to get better at, and maybe Sony has this advantage because they have movie studios, so they're better at advertising, is what Zaire is saying, advertising. You guys can't have the mentality that you only want to know games 6 months out. It doesn't work that way. Imagine if movie industry, hold on. Imagine if movie industry only showed trailers 2 months before the movie come out in the theater. They don't do that. They show that shit like a year and a half, 2 years out to build that hype, to make sure everybody knows about it before it launches. Like right now, we still don't see commercials on Scalebound, Crackdown. All these games you're mentioning, there's nothing. But I see a shitload of commercials talking about a Blu-ray player to watch movies.
I agree.
Why don't they show commercials?
Good point.
Show commercial. How do you expect Scalebound to sell if you don't advertise it?
I don't think it's just the commercials. You're right. Because Microsoft commercials are dope. Microsoft commercials.
They got to show commercials for Scalebound.
Advertising they're exclusive to the casuals. They've been doing a shit job.
Put that shit on TV.
You motherfuckers me down on. I was gonna pull a Black Bond and go back and bring back the footage on BGST. I said, if I was just fucking, I was tired. I probably was high. But anyway, I was like, you know what I mean? That I don't see them advertising their games. Well, they're going to advertise games. They're coming out. So the fuck what? You put it in the casuals. Oh, that game looks cool. I won't mind trying that. Majority of the motherfuckers that walk into the store, they don't know about what the fuck is a Quantum Break or what the fuck was a Sunset Overdrive. I'm not granted, Sunset Overdrive came out when the install base was around 13 million or 12 million or whatever the fuck it was, 10 million, whatever. But you know what I mean? But again, we should have been seeing it, 5-6 commercials, whatever the fuck, beforehand, and this is what Microsoft, even right now, when the Scalebound scheduled to come out, it's supposed to be the first quarter, but unless they got pushed back.
Yes, coming out February.
Scorpio.
Okay, March. Right now, we should be seeing commercials for it.
I agree, but this is okay. there's a lot of things. Okay, this fucking Scorpio machine is yeah, but I mean this is the facts. This is Iron Wolf facts. Listen.
Okay, get to it.
Okay, let me just make this point. It's the same thing that I was just saying about how Microsoft had to get out the rut, right? They got a whole new CEO. They got a brand new Xbox CEO. You know what I'm saying? Phil had to come in and get his feet wet. You know what I'm saying? And then the first thing he had to do was try to change the image. Then they go over here going to make this goddamn Scorpio machine. And then that machine is going to cost a lot of goddamn money. Nutella is saying we're going to cut back on budgets. We're not going to be like Bowman and just spin. So there's a lot of things that was going on in these last 3 years. So now, hold on, let me make this point. Okay, now the Scorpio costs, with everything that this machine is supposed to have, that's a lot of fucking money. So therefore, he's like, you're going to have to take a cut on something. You're going to have to get a cut on advertising or less games or something in order for you to build this machine. I guarantee you, when I say, and I agree with everything you're saying, that they need to do more because PlayStation was sending out fucking commercials for Red Dead Redemption just a month ago, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I agree with that 100%. Porter Rock, you are absolutely right. But I say once right before E3 or somewhere around there, it's going to be an onslaught, and I mean a crazy amount of fucking commercials go everywhere like we've never seen before. I bet I can't bet anything because I might bet your balls. I can't do that. Well, if I lose my left ball, I can.
I'm gonna bet my balls.
No, you know what I'm saying. I don't know what the advertising is. But I think the advertising is going to go off the fucking.
Hey, K-Mega, I said this months ago, bro. I said that Microsoft's marketing is garbage. I've said that numerous times. They have like what Next Gen was trying to say earlier was the fact that it's the same thing I said months ago. They have to start advertising in advance. They can't wait till a game is about to hit the shelves in 4 weeks or 5 weeks or 6 weeks and then finally want to shoot a commercial or shoot an advertisement out or a banner or a poster or some shit like that. This is not 1994. Everybody not walking into stores seeing banners and shit. Motherfuckers watch TV a lot. Internet. They need to start pushing out marketing. If you look at some of Sony's commercials, they take all their games, their mascots, they combine them in one commercial and make it seem like it's amazing to play all of their games. Microsoft don't even do that for one game. And like Next Gen said, when Quantum Break is not a bad game, I feel like it underperformed where it should have been because of the length of it, but the production quality of the game was amazing. Nobody knows anything about it because shit, the marketing on it was so garbage. They showed a trailer on it 2 years ago. And then they showed another commercial or a trailer for it 3 weeks before it hit the shelves. That's pathetic. 2 years ago, leading up to the release day, they should have kept marketing that game. They should have kept pushing it down people's throat until all they saw was Quantum Break. So when it dropped with that exclusive white system and all that other shit, it would have sold better. Problem is, they didn't do that. Same thing with Recore. Nobody knew jack shit about Recore. Barely even knew what it looked like past E3. That game drops on the shelf. All everybody know is $39.99. Everybody's like, what the fuck is Recore? Nobody knows. There was no gameplay videos, no commercials. There was no advertisement. There was nothing for that game leading up to the way it released. But you expected to sell 2 million, 3 million, 4 million copies. No, you didn't advertise it.
Well, Recore sold well in Black Friday.
The only game that they did good marketing.
Well, we ain't worried about Black Friday. It came out way before that.
Exclusive. Battlefield 1, they had good exclusives. I mean, Battlefield 1, they did good marketing with that. I seen commercials everywhere for that shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but you marketing a third-party game.
Exactly. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But they don't do the same efforts for their first parties and their exclusives, and that's what my point is. Yeah. You look at look at some of the other games that came out over the last 3 years that absolutely everybody has neglected to play because they don't know shit about them. Max Curse of the Brotherhood. Who even knows about that game? Yes. Microsoft even gave it away free with gold. That's one of their #1 exclusives. That's one of the best platforms for people who play PlayStation games and love platform games like Ratchet and Clank and shit like that. Max Curse of the Brotherhood was a fantastic game. It was a $20 game. Yes. People didn't even know about it.
Ori and the Blind Forest too.
Or in the Black Forest sold. There's
it
already
did not
talks of
sell
Ori
not
in
as
the
well
Black
as it
Forest
should
too.
have. That's why, and they even released a definitive edition, and people still
Or in the
talking
Black Forest
about that.
actually won an award too.
Yeah.
It won an award from reviewers.
Yeah.
But as far as how many it sold versus how many consoles it sold, it didn't do well. And then you also look at games like Crimson Dragon. Nobody knows anything about it.
Yeah.
You look at Rise, like you said, Rise on the Rome is one of their best looking games this generation, but only a handful of people got to experience it. Not to mention the storyline was fantastic, the voice acting was fantastic, the graphics were fantastic.
Story was sick.
Fantastic. Yeah, everything about that game was fucking fantastic. Nobody, half the people in the world didn't get to play that game. They didn't know shit about it. But they'll talk about Bloodborne, which came out 2 years ago, like it's still brand new. I don't hear nobody talking about Rise. I don't hear nobody talking about none of Microsoft exclusives like that. There's even fucking news articles on random websites that are still talking about fucking Bloodborne. That game is not even on the same level as Rise. Now, Bloodborne is a good game. Don't get me wrong.
On the same level as Rise.
No, let him correct himself. I think you need to correct
the production quality of Rise is not on the same. It's not on the same level. Bloodborne is nothing more than Dark Souls with a new character, the same type of gameplay of Dark Souls. It's not something that's different. It's not something that's different and nobody ain't never played before.
I don't think Rise can fuck with Bloodborne, but I mean, Rise is a good game.
From a production quality, from a production quality standard, Rise was a better.
Now, if you're talking about the budget, if you're talking about production value as in budget, you're completely correct. The budget for Rise is on another level compared to Bloodborne, and you can see that instantly from playing the games. But you're talking about
the quality of it was made was a lot fucking better, but nobody talks about that. But anyway.
Because that's not important. What's important is the overall product, not how much money was put into it.
Okay, so if you want to talk about overall product, then talk about games
the fuck?
that is. I'm just being real with the shit.
That's all he can stand. So he can't stand no more. Fuck.
Me, I can't stand no more. If you go overall product,
he's on his third devastator.
No. Let's just be real about consumerism right fast. Let's talk about Let's talk about The Last Guardian. I have watched an hour of gameplay from 4 different people playing it on PlayStation Share, right? Okay, fuck that it's a niche game and all of that. Who was that? What's that? Oh, okay. Fuck that. That's a niche game, whatever the case may be. That game has no right of being $60. I know anybody that's a fan of Inko and Shadow of the Colossus can agree with that. That game is not worth $60 or even more for a collection.
Neither did ODST, B.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, well, that's fine, but I'm just saying, I'm talking about the games that's coming out this generation. Recore was not worth $60, right? And a lot of people, Recore was not worth $60. It was $40.
Oh,
that game, The Last Guardian, for $50-$60 is atrocious. That game should have been delayed because the mechanics of that game is dog shit. It's piss water.
Definitely. Sony are definitely ripping American niggas off with that $60 shit and shit for that and shit. But those guys will buy it. Jabari will buy it. Do you know what I'm saying? So
no. Jabari and then won't buy it. Those motherfuckers will rent it. There's dudes has been saying, "Oh man, that's your dog shit."
Got my debit card, dog. I need to hit the red box real quick.
No. Here's the thing. You need to learn from them.
And say,
you niggas need to learn from them because they will try anything.
Look, you know what?
They will put on their
I'm going to just say this. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get the hate for it, but I'm just
cheering. Them niggas brought their wives out there. That's what you niggas need to do. Guys need to support and bring everybody in support as well, like the way those guys do. Because
man, nobody wants Galgun. Nobody wants Dragon Quest Builders. Nobody on the Xbox wants this water. Who wants that?
Dragon Quest Builders sold over 1 million, and Square Enix announced it.
I don't care. Nobody on Xbox wants that.
But that's perfectly fine. But
nobody. When Xbox got Minecraft, why would you want to downgrade to a second-rate B-level as Dragon Quest Builders? Get the fuck out of here.
But at least the gamers had the choice to do it.
Sunset Overdrives. And when you think, because Microsoft actually have a good list for the beginning of the year. You see that list that you posted, which everyone was laughing.
Right.
Uh-oh.
So when games like what's it called, Phantom Dust Remastered come out, support that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? And then maybe we'll see more games and shit. I reckon that's what the main problem is. Because look, Microsoft have to cut back on their marketing because their adverts are trash. They spend a lot of money, so they have to cut back a little bit on their marketing so they can make up more on the back end and shit like that. It's simple business. Do you know what I'm saying? So just go out there and support.
Let me say this. You know what? At the end of the day, that's why I got a lot of flack from this. When the rumors came out that maybe Microsoft was looking to spin off the Xbox division, I was all for it because with the new guy coming aboard,
Natalia,
that motherfucker, right? With him coming aboard, it's crazy as hell. I'm gonna give you guys a fucking exclusive here. I spoke to Phil about this, right? And I said to him, I've been with you guys since 2000. I'm paraphrasing him more or less. I've been with you guys since 2001. You know what I mean? I don't want to see my favorite platform become a service. No, they don't, a service. Say no, just have faith and come up or something along the line. No, we believe in the Xbox brand. Yada yada yada. Cool. And I was saying, if the Microsoft, I guess it falls up under the entertainment division. It's worth like $30 billion. I would rather Microsoft stand on their own and just cut Redmond the check every month or whatever, every quarter, however the fuck they do it, and make decisions for the Xbox. Let them run themselves. You know what I mean? They worth like $30 billion, probably more than Sony and fucking Nintendo, the entertainment division. You know what I mean? Let those motherfuckers stand on their own and make decisions for themselves. You know what I mean? Let them double down on this. So let them go out there and spend and market. You know what I mean? Because the more, no one really, it was kind of wrong. No one really makes money on the hardware, K-Mega. They make the money from the licensing fee from the software.
You ain't got to tell me that. You better tell MVP that because he was arguing and Porter Rock that shit.
Sony make $18 on each PlayStation 4.
I've been saying that for months.
You can Google that right now. You can Google that right now. Sony made $18 on each PS4. That's why the hardware's so crap. Like,
both consoles were sold at a profit. But the billions that they spend in R&D, that's where the money goes. The shipping, R&D, make sure the motherfucking get ring of death. A lot of money is spent on that shit alone. Even though they do have, not too much hardware this generation, but they spent so much money again. I remember when. What's my man name that had the video game? And said, well, he was talking to Donnie D. He said, you know what? Steam was looking at even the console business, in the living room business. And Donnie D said to that motherfuckers, well, I don't know about that. To be in the hardware business costs a lot of money. You know what I mean? That's why I miss Donnie D. He was a smart motherfucker. He said, I don't know about that. To be in the hardware business costs a lot of money. That's why Steam came out. They didn't make their own fucking, and it kind of fucked the hell. They went to HP, Hewlett Packard, Dell, and all that. That's why it kind of fucked the whole Steam machine thing. You know what I mean? They should just had one SKU and took it from there. But like I said in the day, overall, you know what I mean? And once the next gen is I'm ponying. Like, how listen, it's crazy as hell. If you don't see this is the bullshit here, you know what I mean? Trust me, I bleed green, motherfucker. Give us free. You know what I mean? But if you've been around since the OG Xbox, and look at the variety of exclusives they have and look into what we have right now, I understand. But so we got Scalebound, we got Sea of Thieves. I understand those games are coming out. But are those tentpole franchises? Is that a next Gears?
I think Sea of Thieves is going to be something huge.
If it does, I
think that's going to be a flop.
I think that's going to be something
to be honest with you, I don't want to fucking be on the ship as no white man drinking beer. I'm not interested whatsoever. Listen, I'm a dog shit developer. The only thing I would like to wear was fucking RC Pro-Am and fucking Killer Instinct.
Okay.
Art style. Fuck Red. Grab by the ghoulies. Fuck this. Give me like
okay, but how do you now you're not making no goddamn sense, Jim. You're not making no sense. Because if you're gonna like Fable, Fable's look is the same look as how Rare makes their game.
My question is to you. What has Rare made that's been iconic for either Xbox fucking platform? The Xbox One, Xbox 360, or the original Xbox.
Okay, so now this is okay. So now let me go ahead and I have to. Damn, I got to bust your ass on your own show. Listen to this. Okay, check it out. No. Listen.
Give it to me,
okay. So you prefer the older side. All right. Now let me whoop your ass to this goddamn DOA again. Now calm down. Now. All right. Check it out. So if you want the old brethren back for the Xbox, for the Xbox, remember they shelved Rare. No, I'm just giving you this point. Right. They shelved Rare. They kept Rare as doing nothing but shit for the Kinect instead of actually making new IPs. Now at least Killer Phil has got them out there doing some kind of work. So Sea of Thieves is going to be that game. Look, it wasn't Killer Phil's place. So it wasn't his job then.
Let me tell you something. What you got, you're not understanding. Phil wasn't the fucking janitor before the shit. He was the head of fucking the gaming studios.
I understand that, but it was Matrick who was in charge. He gave the last say.
And what Phil did was take the idea to Donnie D to get the goddamn check. That's why I was so livid about fucking Fable. It wasn't just Phil. No, fuck that. It was Phil's idea and all that. He was hands-on with fucking Fable 4, that Fable Legend shit. And then
Fable is coming back next year, and you know this. Listen. You know this. Rare is going to get it. I know you hate this, but Rare is going to get that goddamn game.
You gotta realize, you know, Lionhead Studios. It's like that was the equivalent of Sony letting go fucking Naughty Dog. Literally.
Yeah. Okay. No. I agree. It was shocking to me. It was shocking to me. It was shocking.
You understand what I'm saying? And you know what's crazy? I had all these motherfuckers Xbox. Well, it was losing Microsoft. I don't give a fuck about Microsoft's 410K. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Scrap the projects. No one asked to play with fucking PC people. Okay? That's some shit they tacked on to them. They didn't want to make the goddamn game for people. Listen, I'm fucking talking too fucking much now. I spoke to 3 of those guys over there. Okay, I spoke to 3 of those motherfuckers.
Well, don't.
Okay, I'm not gonna say any fucking name. I'm not gonna say any fucking name. But that was something that they fucking tacked on. And the way those games are set up, if you have to get to a certain point, like a fucking racer, and you get more money, more funding. You know what I mean? Those motherfuckers didn't even have the decency to tell them that they were fucking losing their jobs or whatever. They had a fucking show. The papers coming along fine. They found out on Twitter.
No, it's bullshit. No. It was wrong. It was wrong. No, I'm not. Look, you're making it seem like I'm trying to defend everything that Killer Phil has done. No, there's some mistakes that's been done. But when you have a boss, though, next gen, when you got a boss, you have to. You can only address to the boss so much.
Now wait a minute. Did everyone here buy Dead Rising 4?
Right back.
I haven't. I haven't beaten it yet.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Dead Rising about another week or so.
Oh, so none of us here bought it.
No, I haven't.
T Reaper got it.
See, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Sorry, what happened?
You see what I'm saying?
It's exactly
what I give a fuck about no zombies. We been playing that shit for 20 years.
What are you talking about? Nobody don't care. I said I'm still getting the game. So if I get the game at launch, or if I get the game 3 weeks later down the line, that makes it
you
fail.
I mean, it's not important to beat it right here and now. It's not one of those games.
I mean, because I could count a lot of PlayStation motherfuckers that just wait. Yeah, that waits until fucking. There's dudes that do videos saying that they wait till sales come. Come on.
But this is when we're talking about the support, the difference in the sides of support. Do you know what I'm saying? Sony guys, you know what I'm saying? Jabari, Kev, they go out there, they put on their Afro Samurai outfits, they buy them shit.
They ain't know this motherfucker. They got their boring ass. No, I'm just fucking with them. Shout out to them fools. Because they actually think that I got a problem with them. I don't give a fuck about Hillary and Sylvester.
Xbox is getting me. My man Kelvin, he said Zaire had killed Xbox with IPs before they released it, even playing them. My man Optimus Tracer, you don't know that next gen 720. And what's not to know? You act like I said anything that's slanderous. Like, listen, I understand. If I can't be critical of Microsoft, you know what I mean? You know it ain't coming from a fucked up place. You know what I mean? You motherfucker thought I was schizophrenic out here in these gaming streets. I was out here talking to my goddamn self. Xbox is the best box, bitch. out here, you know what I mean, fighting these wars. You know what I mean? I got fucking PTSD behind this shit here, man.
This nigga next gen is like Hulk when he went to the NWO. Watch.
All right, look, this one I will defend next gen. I will defend anybody that stands up and they say to the company for whatever that they don't like. That's the beauty of that's what we doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I think that I don't agree with him 100% on this shit at all, but he has every right to be into his voice. I listen to a lot of pro PlayStation channels, to their podcasts, and it's all kumbaya. Let's sing unicorns, ice cream cone, motherfucking glowing big eyeballs and shit like they Japanimation and shit. It's wild. Like I'm sitting here listening to some people talk about a certain game, and nobody's being objective. At least when you listen to BGST or the Next podcast or any other place, you're getting like, oh, that's dog shit, I don't like it. Or then somebody else is saying, oh man, I like that shit. At least there's some room for people to give you an opinion or having the listeners have an idea of like, well, you know what, I might be into it, I might not be into it. Other places out there, it's like you got to talk all sensitive and great, or it's not bad. To me, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like local major sports broadcasters. You know how like a team could be getting beat by like 30 points, and then everybody's still talking some positive shit like, well, that player's playing real hard even though they're getting beat really bad. No, motherfucker, that team sucks. That shit is garbage. They trash. They're ass. You know what I'm saying? So just say that, but they don't say stuff like that. That's what reminds me of PlayStation Pro channels, man. That's just
That's true. They can be like that sometimes. They can be like that. You know what I'm saying? But do you know what? I think as far as exclusives go, yeah, the Microsoft side, main problem is support, because even from the beginning of the gen, some people may not agree with me here. That's cool. Fuck you.
Everybody disagree with your motherfucking rusty toed ass.
Let me finish.
I want to hear what he has to say.
I think that in the beginning of the gen, the Xbox One actually had the better lineup as far as exclusives. Yes. Right out the gate, they had Killer Instinct, Crimson Dragon, Max Curse of the Brotherhood, Timefall was right around the corner, Rise was there, Dead Rising was there. So even if you wanted your Japanese or your fighting games and shit like that, they were right there. Now, I do think it's the same as what Next Gen said, how they should have made a bigger deal of Killer Instinct, but Microsoft still did put it out there. And I really think that the issue was support, man. They put these games out there. Phil Spencer said it in the beginning. We got 13 exclusives. Go get them. And I think if people went to go get them, we'd see more than Gears, Forza, Halo, whatever, every couple of years and shit like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, but see, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
What the fuck?
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. You motherfuckers make it seem like every year that there's a Forza, there's a fucking Halo, there's a fucking Gears. Come on. There has been no Halo until, you know what I'm saying, there's been more Halo shown this generation than it has since Halo 4
every year.
Okay, look, listen, this year, because this coming up year in 2017, is there any Gears popping up? Forza Horizon, people keep forgetting about that. Horizon was birthed on the Xbox One. That was it's not a simulator.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. It was on the 360. My bad.
What are you talking about?
My bad. I was wrong.
See, you and your CUDA facts.
I was wrong. No, okay, look, I was wrong. I can admit I was wrong on that. But listen.
Exactly. Just settle down.
No. I'm not going to settle down. What I'm saying is that Forza is a racing game that can be allowed to come because it alternates. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? If you got an art, because I mean, shit, you know what I'm saying? You got two different type of genres. So for people that don't like simulator racers, that's fine. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You got an arcade racer coming out the next year. What's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? They can wait. There could be people that might like both. There might be people. I'm more of an arcade style racer, so I like the Forza Horizon series better than I like the old school simulation style. Now,
personally, I think the reason why like Forza Horizon 3 was so good is because they had that extra time to, develop the game. Now, imagine if they had more time to develop the game and they didn't have to push it out on an almost yearly schedule, because Forza is on a yearly schedule, fam.
Okay, there's two different types of Forzas, though. There's two different teams. You got Playground Games and you have Turn 10.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. People still have noticed that. People say that Nintendo games are the same shit. Do you know what I'm saying? And they've been, and Microsoft have been doing this shit like not as long. It's the same shit, man. It's the same shit. Okay. Microsoft have, but here's the thing: Microsoft have other franchises which they could put in the, like, do you know what I'm saying? Which they could put in the forefront. It's just that people need to support that shit. But here's the thing: people act like they're not there, but they are there.
So PlayStation fans support all of their games that's coming out. So what's going to be the expectation of Neo? Give me sales numbers.
Neo.
1 million.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely going to sell a million. That's definitely going to sell a million. 50
million fan base. Okay, but that's fine. Give me an expectation on Horizon Zero. Just answer my question.
Let me explain business to you.
No, motherfucker, they don't need to exchange. Just answer my question.
Everybody doesn't have to buy it, though. Everybody doesn't have to. All the 50 million don't have to buy it for it to be a success. All they have to do is make back the money they invested into the project for it to be a success. Simple. That's how business works.
I have a question. So, here's my thing. It's funny, the Xbox community is so riding hard on sales for the PlayStation community. But here we have Sony, along with their 50 million announcement.
No.
Let me finish. Stop.
Bullshit.
You couldn't wait to do this, bro.
Let me finish. Along with their 50 million announcement, they also said the PS4 has sold across digital and physical 370 million units of software titles. When is Microsoft going to say their piece on how much games have been bought on Xbox One?
They don't. Okay, I know this. There's more people on Xbox Live than there is on PSN.
The hell does that mean? Why are you changing topics?
It's the same thing because you know what? It's the same. It's
the lifeblood of the industry.
It's the same thing because
it's not. Game sales is the lifeblood of the industry. You know what I'm saying? That's
not what you guys was telling me a couple of months ago when we was talking about.
No. Hold on. And you even brought up sales. We brought up Neo, and then you said that's only going to sell 1 million out of 50. So we're talking about.
Don't run now.
I asked the question. I said. So PlayStation guys are going to keep on. They're going to support all their games.
Well, listen.
So give me some numbers. What is Neo going to do? What is Horizon Zero Dawn going to do?
A million, nigga. Probably in the first week.
How about this? PlayStation guys on the platform bought 370 million software titles across digital and physical. What did you Xbox guys do? What did you do?
I don't know. You should be accounting, Porter Rock, but for some reason you're not.
Hey, but everybody I know on the Xbox buys digital. So
okay, so go ahead. But that Microsoft knows the numbers.
You know what?
Say something.
I was saying this to
all. What did y'all buy? What did y'all do? How are you?
I was saying, look, I'm not working for Microsoft, so I wouldn't fucking know Ask Killer Phil. That's not my department. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's like I brought up to all day today. I said when the MPDs came out, that motherfucker Porter Rock, Barney Rebel 77 was sitting there waiting. He wasn't even touching the goddamn controller. He was sitting there waiting on his PC, waiting for the numbers. That tells you that the whole dynamic of gaming is changing to a whole nother plateau that it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Period. Why the fuck we keep talking about numbers? And this was the first thing that we were talking about at the beginning of the
generation. You started talking about numbers when we were talking about games.
No.
You said what game's going to be coming. We said Neo, and you said that's going to sell a million.
PlayStation 3 was getting curb stomped by the 360, and then here comes the whole numbers game when the beginning of the launch of this motherfucking of the system. Come on now, let's just be real. Xbox fans did bring up numbers. This is the first time that I ever heard about numbers and resolutions. Nobody wasn't talking that shit in the hood. We was talking about what? We was talking about motherfucking games.
Microsoft used to have the resolutions on the back of the Xbox 360 box.
Going back to the PS2 days. That's how
you know that, right?
Look, I can't get owned when motherfuckers ain't making money by talking about accounting numbers. Let's get real. How the fuck am I getting on when this nigga ain't getting no motherfucking money?
Okay, let's go back to talking about games then. Let's go back to talking about games then.
Is Porter Rock getting paid by Sony? Is he getting paid being an accountant talking about numbers? How did I get owned? That's what I want to know.
What was this talk last month, the month before? Hell, you used to go on BGT. Oh my God, Sony's done. It's over. It's over. It's over. Oh my God.
Who said it was over? Who said it was over?
You mentioned that shit in the last 4 months. oh, Sony's done. We won 3
I
in a row.
never said Sony is done. Man, you can go check my videos and everything. I have look, you can go check, you can fact check the hell out of me. I've never said it was done. I said the only time I said PlayStation would be in big trouble if they lost November's MPDs for the mere fact that these guys didn't have these guys had 3 different pieces of hardware coming.
All day, that's genius, man.
It goes with everything.
Look, man, here it's a fact like this. Look, it don't matter who sells what shit. Who gives a fuck? We will say this: it's about the video game at this point. They need to bring out better software for both sides. Microsoft needs to do better advertising. Sony needs to bring out shit sooner. Stop pushing everything back to 2018, 2019, and that's the fact. We don't give a fuck about the console sales. Look, Microsoft is never going to catch up, period. I mean, Sony still has such a great lead. It's irrelevant how many consoles they sold, okay? That doesn't matter. Where's the software to put on all 50 million of them consoles? Like somebody else said, they're barely selling in 2% of the games versus the console numbers. Who cares? And Microsoft, as far as them competing with Sony's in console wars, man, look at this. Sony is so far ahead. Sony would literally have to stop selling PS4s for at least a year just for Microsoft to catch up because, number one, they're in 22 other countries. Everybody keeps overlooking that. Sony is spread out. They're in 22 other countries. Yes. The only reason Microsoft doesn't do that is because their system requires online activities. Certain countries don't have internet like that. Yeah. Some people have bandwidth limitations, so they can't use Xboxes there, so they don't buy them there. And you know that's just the truth. It ain't just because the Microsoft Xbox sucks versus the PlayStation sucks, and then who's better and this and that. No, it's the fact that when it comes to online connectivity, Microsoft focused so much online that this generation, that's been their downfall because there's a bunch of states and there's a bunch of countries that will not allow it to be over there because they think it's going to be government monitored, and they also feel like it's going to be using up too much internet bandwidth. So no consoles are not released in other countries. That's a fact.
They're snatching cords.
And I'm just saying, I mean, this has been going on nonstop. They not going to ever fucking catch up to them. Move on. Let's get back to the fact that we need to have better software. Both of these companies to focus on giving us better games. We got the consoles in the house. I have every console and PC. Bring me some fucking software to put on the motherfuckers, and that's when we'll start talking about real shit.
Fuck that shit. Choose a side, god damn it.
Yeah.
Step into the goddamn arena, B Shadow. Stop talking that funny shit. No,
check it out there. You know what? I will say this. I've been gaming. I'm 38. I'm a little longer than 2. But my first console was the NES. And normally, each generation, I always say this is the best generation ever. It's the best generation ever. And I felt like that at first would start this generation. But to me, what ruined this generation, I'm going to say it again, like I said before, been all these fucking remasters, remakes, and cross-gen development. I said this about a year and a half ago. Once again, crap disagree with me. I said, if you look at the number of IPs that we had, even multiplats, but look at the new IPs that we got last generation. Assassin's Creed, we had the rebirth, of course, of Call of Duty. You had Gears. I can go on. Uncharted. I can go on. You can name me that 5 new IPs that are standard, whether multiplat or exclusive. That's going to be here. That's going to stand the test of time. You know what I mean? You can't say Destiny because Destiny came on the 360.
Man, you know that.
You know, Destiny came on the 360 and the PS3. You know what I mean? And to me, like I said, you know, we talk about 160 million units at least at the minimum between the PS3 and the 360. You know what I mean? And it was just, you know, developers are greedy, but Destiny would have been a much better game had it been on next generation only. You understand what I'm saying? If I wish the developers would have really took advantage of and I know, like I said, the consoles aren't the most powerful, but you know, just, you know, made quote unquote next generation engines and target those 5.5 gigs fucking RAM that you have in both consoles. But even though you may have a separate team making the PS3 and 360, but it's still the same fucking game. You know what I mean? Look at Tomb Raider, prime example. Beautiful fucking game. Could you imagine if that was on next generation only and it didn't have to come out on the 360? You know what I mean? That's, to me, has what ruined this generation thus far. I hope with the birth of the Pro and the Scorpios here, that maybe this generation, it may be another 9-year generation, 8-year generation, but I hope that we start to get games that fully take advantage of these consoles' hardware. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. You know,
yeah, I feel
I don't mean sing to the choir. Baby doll, it's finally happening. It's all coming together. What movie that come from? 5 Heartbeats, assholes. You know what I mean? Y'all know shit here.
Oh man, I know shit. You did a pitiful ass job of acting. Nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall.
When the girl out the window, baby doll. Yeah, but yeah, I think.
This how you do by the window. Oh yeah, by his feet. Yeah. What was his name? Red? Yeah.
No. When he was calling his girlfriend out the window, he was like, "Baby doll."
Oh yeah.
When they first got signed, this shit it's all coming together. But yeah, I think that's another thing that has been a little much for me. You know what I mean? Like. We didn't get, but this is the only generation, honestly, that we've ever experienced besides sports titles. You know what I mean? But when the Super Nintendo came out, that was it for the NES. When the Nintendo 64 came out, that was it for the fucking you know what I mean? And speaking of which, did you guys see the fucking switch on Jimmy Fallon? I wish D was here, and that motherfucker supposed to be more powerful than the Xbox One, and that was running on the fucking Switch. That wasn't no fucking,
Hey, the Switch is hot though. I'm copping that day one, man. I'm so intrigued and so excited about the Switch.
No, I want to hear about them CUDA cores. That CUDA on the motherfucking CUDA cores. No, I ain't buying that shit though.
But Nintendo is doing something that I think that's going to make it ultimately successful. Is for the fact that it's not giving a fuck about the resolution babies. It's going back to the tradition of just playing games. See, we you know what? I agree with you a little bit, Next Gen, for what you were saying, but I think remasters have killed this generation so far because it stopped the creativity of developers to
definitely. Oh my god,
that's what I said.
No, you were saying like games going to the 360 and stuff like that.
I said remakes, remasters, and cross-gen.
They always pick the wrong game to remaster too.
Oh yeah, I
don't. Like I said before, I don't want to play shit that I played already before. I don't suffer from nostalgia. I bought a new console to play new fucking games. You know what I mean? I don't want to play The Last of Us.
Damn, you must be hating yourself for getting that 2K twice.
Yeah, I love 2K. I mean, I don't want
to. But this thing with the whole that Xbox needs to do more. You got people making up really asinine ideas, like Playground Games need to do something else, or Turn 10 need to do something else. Well, then you would be asking Polygon to make. To do something different than make Gran Turismo.
They have actually done stuff.
But back in the days, their primary game is their money cow is GT.
Omega Boost did well actually. Omega Boost did well, but Sony forced them to make Gran Turismo again.
Okay. Anyway, like I said, you that's like asking some of these big, for other developers to ask them to do something else when they look. In order to get these type of games that we want, the big boys has to come out. They have to generate the money because it's just kind of like if you look at it from a standpoint of college football, right? College football, college basketball are the Trojan horses, right? They're the big boys. Everything else like soccer, golf, all that other shit in college sports, that money trickled down from the basketball and football all the way down to them. If it wasn't for the Halos and if it wasn't for the Uncharted's and the God of Wars and the Gears, we wouldn't even be seeing these type of games because nobody's buying these exclusive on both sides. That's what I'm not understanding. How are we going to talk about what games need to come out here and there when motherfuckers ain't buying them, even if PlayStation is supporting and advertising the hell out of them? That's a discussion we should have. What can we do to change the income tax, bro?
You'd have to be talking about. You'd have to mention these games by name, because a game like Bloodborne didn't come out and do as well as Uncharted, but it was still very successful. Do you know what I'm saying? Like 1.5 million copies in the first week. I'm sure Microsoft would have liked that for Sunset Overdrive. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
well, I'm sure PlayStation would have liked that for fucking any of their games that didn't sell well. I'm sure they would love that for fucking Street Fighter 5.
Well, it's done over 1 million already. It's done well over 1 million already. It did 600,000 in the first week, and that was in Europe alone. That's really good for a fake game.
That game has not sold anything for fucking 5 months, MVP.
It probably hasn't. In the beginning, it's already sold.
All you got to do is just Google it up. You Google it up.
It's already sold past this 2 million quota that it had to. So Capcom are chilling right now. and they're back to ripping us off.
They sold over 2 million. I could go to Capcom. I could go to Capcom.
So I think they sold
to the games. It's 1.4 million that they have sold. It's the lowest selling Street Fighter ever.
Yeah, it bombed.
It bombed. I don't know what the hell you be looking at.
Give it time. Street Fighter is a game that sells over time. It's not like Killer Instinct, a game that comes out and flops and dies straight away. It's a game that's going to be selling over time.
MVP. You my man, right? You my little bro. You cut on both eyes. Hit the one in the middle. you cut on both eyes, man. Hit the one in the middle, all right?
So now we both got cuts under the eye. So
where the Vaseline at?
Yo, I would say this though: Street Fighter is a dope fucking game though. Gameplay wise,
for sure,
it's a dope fucking game.
So what do you think about Akuma then? You don't think that's gonna bring people back to the game and shit like that? No.
I love the Akuma.
You know what I think they blew. I'm sorry.
I am Akuma.
I think that. Not I think. I know. I think they kind of blew that. Because the casuals didn't pick, because they didn't have an arcade. So that initial hype and push, you know what I mean? I don't see them throwing any more marketing dollars behind that.
Well, it is $20 now, so.
I know that, but they're not. But, you know, it's $20, but they're not going to market it and promote it. They're not going to put any more advertising dollars behind that game. If you go into the store, you pick it up. If you don't, and which sucks because by them being, you know, greedy or whatever the fuck, they shouldn't have pushed the game, shouldn't have put the game out there in the condition, in the state that it was, you know, online, no arcade, no story. And they would charge, if they did charge $20 for it and charge us later on, you know, for the DLC or like, you know, up to $60 or whatever the hell, it would have been, if they would have did a Killer Instinct model, $20, get to play a few characters, it'd have been fine. No one would have fucking complained about it. You know what I mean? And you can buy the other DLC or whatever. But the fact they charge $60 for something without an arcade or a story mode, or like they killed that franchise. You know what I mean? And you would never see another exclusive Street Fighter game again ever, probably. You know what I mean? Because Capcom, you know, they can fucking get. But like I said, if they were smart though, maybe they can work a deal out. What will bring life back into that game if it was to come to the Xbox platform? You know what I mean?
I knew it was gonna come here. You're such a salesman and shit.
No. I'm scared. I am a salesman. I'm a businessman. Listen, the reason why I say that again, and it's not like I said, money talk. You know, bullshit walk. These companies do business together all the time. Microsoft, Sony. You look at Mass Effect 1, which was Microsoft paid, that was exclusive, and that's why you had Mass Effect 2 on the PS3 before you had Mass Effect 1. You know, they worked some deals out behind the scene. You know, Microsoft probably got what they got. You know, I don't know the particulars, but you eventually got Mass Effect 1 on the PS3. I mean, it can be done, you know what I mean? But, you know, I'm just being, even though, like I said, it's evil, the evil ain't for the casuals. Like I said, again, us hardcore guys, we don't fucking move the needle on the fucking pedometer. It's the fucking casuals. Ain't no fucking casuals buying fucking Street Fighter. Now, they bought motherfucking Mortal Kombat in fucking droves. Like, the way they handled that franchise right there, with the DLC, with the Jason fighting the Predator and all that shit, like that, they really got that shit off, man. Like you know, that shit. And I like Killer Instinct. That, you know, Mortal Kombat was the best fighter that came out this generation, hands down. The way they handled it, like top notch. They did their thing. Microsoft, you're fucking stupid for not acquiring them. They got bought for fucking $45 million. And you bought fucking Rare for $350 million. Fuck.
Hey, look.
Gotta mention that Rare shit.
Okay, but look, you know what I'm saying? You can't. Killer Instinct is a fantastic game. I don't know why. I don't even know how you can't not kill it, because if you go by the list of the fighters that's came out this generation so far.
Oh, it is.
Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct. I say 1A, 1B. Mortal Kombat's number one, just because of the scale, the scope. Because Killer Instinct is a little bit. It doesn't have that bigger budget, but it's still a fantastic looking game.
A little niche.
And then, you know, you got Dead or Alive 5. It's better. Street Fighter's mechanics is off the chain. It's fantastic. It looks beautiful. but the fact of it, because it was so flawed and it took months for them even just to get some of the shit right.
You get it together.
It dropped. And then also look at King of the Fighters. King of the Fighters is flopped. Nobody
wait.
talk
King of
about
Fighters
it.
I'm not gonna lie, people are still buying King of Fighters and stuff. Like I picked it up last week, and a couple of other people picked it up as well and stuff like that.
Okay, we're not giving a fuck about 10 people. We're talking about big substantial amount of people. Just because you and 3 of your friends picked it up.
Hey, but MVP for real though, being a fighting Karambra, you know that King of Fighters has always been on the back burner compared to Street Fighter and MK.
Yeah, it's not as big. Yeah, it's not as big as they are. It's not as big as they are, but it still has a lower fan base and shit like that.
Ain't nobody playing no fucking SNK. I was the only black motherfucker in the hood
playing Metal Slug.
That's why I did that black Jap
shit out of.
Listen, my grandmother used to call me a black fucking Jap when she used to fucking go to fucking Funko Land and spend fucking $200 on them goddamn controllers for the goddamn Neo Geo. My father was.
Hey, Neo Geo was innovative as fuck though. I ain't gonna lie.
Hell yeah, the Neo Geo
was had a joystick, color screen.
I had one of those as well, but my mom had a white boyfriend, so it was different. You know what I'm saying? So I had all of that shit, man. I think SAK are the best personally, but I reckon like fighting games just sell over time and stuff because you always have tournaments and stuff, and anytime the tournaments come up, there's a little bit of hype that trickles over and casual. The
true King of Fighters will come out in February and crush everything. The mighty. Look, you know, the mighty Tekken is going to blow.
Oh, I forgot about Tekken.
The mighty Tekken is going to blow everything away. Let's get that first. That's how my opponents is gonna feel after I get their ass with Zayu.
What up?
Let me ask you guys. Let me ask you guys a question. Now you look at Namco, right? Like, what the fuck are they doing? They got a bunch of classic shit that they just sit.
Soul Calibur, man.
So Soul Calibur. I actually like Soul Calibur better than do Tekken. Soul Calibur better than Tekken.
That's because they combine with Bandai Games and it ruined it.
You got a disc video. BGST has got a disc video, goddamn it. You don't talk about my goddamn Tekken. You don't talk about my Tekken. Motherfucker over my Tekken.
They got the Tekken marking rights, right?
Microsoft got the Tekken.
Hey, the Switch getting Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
Yeah, and there's going to be a Tekken Street Fighter crossover, which is going to be dope. Yeah. And then Soul Calibur is going to come right around the corner. So yeah,
we want to get that in 2025. Like, what the fuck are they doing?
No. They've been doing a fantastic Tekken 7. Man, Tekken, you have no idea how Tekken 7. It's going to be a fantastic year of fighters.
They doing the World Cup already to build the hype up.
Yeah, Tekken 7.
They released fucking 2 games last generation. Soul Calibur when you had the fucking Yoda on the 360, Darth Vader on the goddamn PS4, and then they had Tekken 6. They had Tekken 6. What else did they fucking release?
No, there was Soul Calibur 4.
Tekken Online game on PS3.
Yeah, Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, Soul Calibur 4 and Soul Calibur 5.
They bugging. Like, we should have had fucking. They should have been here at launch of the Xbox One and the PS4. They should have been here with a Soul Calibur.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. No, because they're using that Real Engine 4. No, man, they had to get that shit. Man, look, I want my Tekken to be right, and it's going to be legit. and
I bet you'll have a horrible net code. I bet you.
You know what? Because what's called net code? Naruto's net code is not good. Nor One Piece.
Naruto. The King had a dream. What? That nigga drunk.
Man, Naruto.
Dr. King had a dream.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. No, like I said,
people in the comment section still talking about King of Fighters and stuff.
Y'all know what I think about King of Fighters. They're having a graphic update for that. I'm not gonna lie, that game looks like trash.
It looks dope.
Even with the graphic update, every time you boot that game, this is how it sound right here. You just boot it up.
Yeah, that shit is dog shit. Damn. That shit is some dog shit.
Okay, so is that game is going to come to PC? Because it's basically flop.
Hey, well, here go a question for you.
I want to come to
what's going on? King of Fighters?
Why are you hating for? That's just openly hating, man.
Openly hate what? What question do you want next year? What you want?
I got a question. Are you going when you get you a fucking PS4 Pro? You seen motherfucking PSX? When you getting that Pro, yo?
I gotta get me a Japanese product, so I might go ahead and get that motherfucking Nintendo instead. Fuck
Get that.
No. I got a PlayStation on. I got a PlayStation coming on the way. I get it for free, so I'm not tripping. So it's gonna be all.
Whatever, man. You're scared that you might like it. You're scared that you might like it.
Huh?
What? Go see the devil.
You're scared that you might like it. That's all.
How much? I've been a PlayStation fan since the PlayStation 1, so I don't look. Yeah.
So why
what made you an Xbox fan?
No.
We all turned into the NWO right now.
I used to be a diehard pony until like I played Halo, and then my whole perspective.
So Halo 2 turns into a Halo.
No. Halo, the first one. Halo. We used to we used to do the LAN parties. And
Halo
I was like, what the hell? I don't even like.
Great.
Yeah, I didn't even like shooters. The only shooter that I liked before Halo was 007 on Nintendo, and I was like, GoldenEye, and I was like, I don't like shooters. And
don't talk about it. We might get a remaster that we don't want. Be quiet.
Oh God! But anyway, no. I was a diehard PlayStation fan, and then the Xbox showed me the true lights. And so then I bleed green. But no, I'm a gamer at the end of the day. It's like what you say, next gen. I'm a gamer. I love it all. I go over to the homeboys' house and bust their ass in Madden and 2K and play a couple of other games they got. My son has a PlayStation 4. I buy him PlayStation games so I can fuck with it and see. That's why I like Until Dawn so much, because I knew how much I liked that game. So I don't have hate for the PlayStation. I just don't like.
What makes you prefer? What made you prefer? Like, you know what? Fuck, I'm an Xbox man. Like, this is it. Like, what was that when the fucking light switch went off? Like, I was big into the fucking. What's crazy as hell? Like I told the story before. I walked into, like, I've always played games, but like I said, I never really knew much about E3 up in the projects. And I walked into the mall, Shore Hills Mall in New Jersey, and went until we had EB Games. Went to EB Games, and I seen they had a new Sega Saturn and a fucking PlayStation 1. And this is back when Sony name was like, they was the Apple. And I don't know what the fuck we picked the PlayStation over the fucking Sega Saturn, and I love Genesis more than I did fucking Nintendo. So I just got the fucking PlayStation 1. I bought like 6 games when I bought that fucking wrestling. I bought that Mortal Kombat. Yeah. I bought fucking what's that, Loaded. I bought like 6 fucking games. Yeah, and I bought the fucking the RF unit, the RF switch, because I ain't had the fucking the 3 prongs in the back of my TV, the white and the yellow. I had to put that bitch on channel 3. They were just born, but I never get the motherfucking Sega Saturn too. But like I said, I was PlayStation the fuck out.
Me too.
Especially when you had that motherfucking Metal Gear, then you had to fucking switch the controller, put that bitch in the second, put the feet. What's my man?
Oh yeah, that's PlayStation 2. Yeah.
That's PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1.
What's your PlayStation 1?
No, this guy thought God of War was on PlayStation 1.
He said that shit been out since the motherfucker.
Yeah, man. I mean, I play so many fucking games.
The Atari Jaguars.
I play so many games in my
only nigga playing an 8-bit
Kratos. I guarantee you, when I get to an old ass man in a nursing home, my ass is gonna be sitting there grabbing motherfucking grabbing controllers in the air and shit, thinking of all types of games.
He gonna be trying to grab a pussy.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're in Trump's America now. We can grab all the pussy we want now. But
he said, when you're part of BGST, you can just grab them by the pussy.
Yeah,
with that.
But to answer the question, next gen, it was Jade Empire and KOTOR, because I didn't buy the original OG Xbox until a year before the 360 came. Yeah, it took me that long to get away from the PlayStation. Man, the PlayStation had a grip on me, man.
Let me tell you something. This was when I was. They used to call me Smack Man. The Kansas City Smack, man. I sold a lot of heroin back then, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm on the block, right? I'm in the projects. White boy come through, pop the trunk. Motherfucking Bruce Springsteen, jean jacket in the wintertime, cut off sleeve, pop the fucking trunk. Said, dude, look what I got here, dude. Pop the fuck. I guess he had a stolen. He did have a stolen credit card. Who he was, I don't know. When I asked me the question, you know, lies. He went to Toys R Us, bought like mad fucking Xbox. I ain't know what the fucking Xbox was. So what the fuck is already? It's Bill Gates, Microsoft. I said, all right, bet. Oh, give me 2 bags. I bought an Xbox for 2 bags of dope, $20 fucking, right? I bought all of it. Man, I ain't had no games for the bitch, so I went downtown the next day and bought some games. Man, when I put that motherfucking DOA in, and I was like, damn, I'm betting that motherfucking DOA on my PlayStation 2. So shit. Then I was able to put a motherfucking CD in that bitch and rip it to the hard drive.
I was gonna say that's what turned me on to Xbox as well. When I compared
Xbox Live, they come out to the next year. Let me tell you something, bro.
Came out in 2001.
Chicks were so impressed by that in 2001, man.
Right then, I unplugged that motherfucking. I had a 32-inch in the front room. That was big back. I had a 32-inch in the front room. I unplugged that motherfucking PS2. Put that bitch in the kids' room. Put all my motherfucking all my mixtape CDs on that bitch. No, man, that bitch ain't never run out of space. Ripped all the motherfucker. Had that bitch bumping in the bass. Oh, this shit was lit.
Yeah.
Now I got used to that fucking ugly ass that Duke controller. That motherfucker.
That plate.
I like that.
I bought when I had the OG Xbox. I bought it about 6 months after Xbox Live went live, and at the time I was playing PS2 online, which was fucking dog shit. So all because you had to have a username and password, and Xbox Live was one account and shit like that. But one thing though, Xbox Live back then when it first started was racist as a motherfucker.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Wait. Yo, Mexicans call for Xbox Live?
Listen. Let me tell you. Motherfucker. The online shooters for the OG Xbox was fucking Castle Wolfenstein, fucking Ghost Recon. This was Ghost Recon was a first-person shooter.
Yeah,
Ghost
Recon.
Ghost Recon was a first-person. Soldier of Fortune. What the fuck was it? Soldier of motherfucking Fortune.
Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six is my shit. Listen. Listen. Like I said, I was a fucking beta tester. I saw this shit back in the game. But no, this is too much the shooters. Yeah. Fucking, I used to argue. I'm still shout out to White Boy Thor, and my man Horn. I met these motherfuckers on the Xbox, right? I was the only black motherfucker, literally. If they were black, they wasn't black. I'm talking how I'm talking, right? So that's every day I should be in there like, who the fuck is there? Oh, fuck, go back on me. Fuck up, cracker. Put some cheese on you, cracker, every day.
Every day, yo. I was my name.
Listen. I used to. Look it up. I was with my baby mother at the time, with my wife, right? She's like, well, you calm the fuck down? And I'm like, all right, listen, fuck these crackers, right? So we friends now to this day. They cool as fuck. We don't took vacations and everything together. Fucking. So he said to me, Zaire, how do you starve a nigga? I don't know. Suck my dick. No, seriously. How do you starve a nigga? I'm like, I don't know. Put their food stamps under the soap. Yo, when you said that shit right there, yo, I did it pissed on myself. Man, this nigga been fly every fucking since then. Yo, that shit killed me, yo. He said, put their food stamps under the soap.
But see, thank goodness for that because I wasn't, and this is what's really crazy. I wasn't into the online thing because I was still primarily like a PlayStation guy. So I played a lot of single player games, and if I started playing like the shooters, it was the LAN parties or it was split screen. Yeah. I didn't jump online until when did Call of Duty 2 come out? What year did that come out?
Call of Duty 2?
Yes.
2002?
Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, Modern Warfare.
2008.
2006.
2008. 2008.
Because 2007 was Modern Warfare.
Well, you got online in 2008. God damn, you was
that nigga was drinking prune and playing spades.
For the Xbox, it was 2008. I had my PSN account in 2006, but I didn't play games online on it because I tried to do that PlayStation Store shit not store, but the PlayStation Home stuff. And I went in there, and there was weirdos in there, and they was saying,
"It's actually 2009."
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? What's going on? So I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "This is what this online experience does. I don't want to do it." So it took me a long time to get adjusted to what happened with playing online with the Xbox because I was mostly primarily a single player guy, and I had homeboys in a house full of people every weekend and shit. Or even if I was off work, then motherfuckers would be at the house and we'd be playing games, fighting, college, whatever. All what I'm saying, all day, all night long. So it wasn't no thing of just sitting there playing games because I had people to play with. So it took me a long time to get adjusted to the online thing. Now I can't get away from it. But there was so many things that the Xbox brought that was different that made, like when I seen Madden for the first time on the OG Xbox One, I was like, damn. When I played NBA Live, I was like, oh my God. Then Brute Force was out. I couldn't do that.
That's a motherfucking
yeah.
Yo, I was playing Madden on the OG Xbox Online.
I've already explained. I explained that. Check out some of my videos and shit if you want to know about how I changed my PSN account, how I got to change. Since y'all still bringing up that bullshit.
I had both consoles, the Xbox and the PS2. As soon as I plugged the Xbox, bro, the frame rate was instantly better. Instantly.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing about it. Like, and playing KOTOR brought my inner RPG fanboy back, like he did when I played Final Fantasy VII and Legend of Legaia.
Hey, but when you pop the game in, did you grab your cup of rice too?
pretty much. I mean,
I will give BioWare this. They changed the game as far as RPGs. I never really cared for RPGs. But Knights of the Republic, I didn't beat part 2. I didn't get part 2. Part 2 was dog shit.
That shit was crap.
But Jade Empire, oh my god, when you fucking
I want to fuck that bitch, man.
That fucking teacher was the fucking bad guy to hit you with that fucking punch. You come outside your body and shit. I'm like, oh shit. No, that's what. And I wouldn't mind playing that bitch remastered with some fucking achievements. Or motherfucker, I remember I had remember that fucking Bruce Lee game was a walk and beat him up like
I remember. Yeah.
Yo, remember fucking Buffy the Vampire Slayer? That shit was
Tile Fang.
Critical limb damage.
Yeah, that shit was hard.
See, that's. I think Killer Instinct is going to go that route and do a crossover themselves. I really do. I think that they're going to bring something back. If they can bring Tile Fang, that would be fucking amazing.
Wait, hey, there was one more fighter on the Xbox exclusive. What was it? It was kind of like Tile Fang.
They had
Porter, I try to remember.
Dead or Alive? Dead or Alive 2.
Dead or Alive Online was exclusive.
Because Dead or Alive 2 was on Dreamcast.
It was on Dreamcast, PS2, and the OG Xbox. DOA 3, it was online. It was DOA Online was exclusive to
Xbox.
Yeah, that shit was hot. That's when they had. That's when Microsoft had a relationship with Tecmo.
That was my shit.
What's your shit?
Ninja Gator Black.
Oh, Ninja Game Black? Well, yeah, that was hot. That last Ninja Game was dog shit, though. That last one? What the fuck was that?
Yeah, well, because dude left. Remember, dude left.
Yo, I'm friends with him on fucking Facebook, yo. I ain't never fucking clean out when I was spoke to any fucking developers. I can't pronounce his name. I ain't never fucking clean out when I ever spoke to any, because I never really knew what fuck developers were. But I knew who he was. I remember the Gaming Network or G4 channel with Adam Sessler and that the white girl. Whatever the game, what I'm talking about, the show Adam Sessler had.
Morgan Webb. And,
there you go. And he was up there like, what the fuck is this Japanese white boy with a leather jacket and shit, rhinestones and shit, black shades like a vampire and shit. That's when that's when Ninja Gate was exclusive to the OG Xbox. And he had this little fucked up accent. Man, they canned his ass, man. He was fucking bitches in the ass without permission. I'm sorry. I'm friends with him on Facebook too. He sent me a friends request.
Yo, that dude had a story about the Kinect unveiling, Natal. Yo, he said that when Microsoft invited him, so he walks in, he sits down, and he said he's looking around. He said all these weirdos were like in these white KKK looking outfits. He said he just got the fuck up and laughed. He said, "What the fuck is going on?" He's a motherfucker.
That fighting game was called on Xbox. It was called Kodo Kajin.
Kodo Kajin? Oh, I didn't play.
Yeah, Kakuto Chojin.
Yeah, Chojin.
Spell it. Did I have that?
KAKUTO.
What is
KAKJIN?
Man, shut up, goat petter. What the fuck is it all day?
He spelled it right.
I can't hear it again.
Oh, KAKUTOCHOJIN.
Oh, go to Kajin. Did I have them to the disc? Did I have this? I
didn't play it.
Yeah, this is look like fucking Tail Fang.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Really? Hey, did anybody play Shadowrun? Was that any good?
Hell yeah, that shit cracking like a motherfucker.
It's on backwards compat.
Wasn't that on 360?
I'm down.
Hey, matter of fact, that was the first cross-plat game. Remember that?
Yo, that's what fucked it up.
That's what PC.
That's what just fucked it up because they let it play with people were fucking out.
They play with my
niggas only bought that game to get the beta Halo 3.
Well, that's Crackdown. That was Crackdown.
No, Halo 2. What was it?
No, I know Crackdown had the beta.
Crackdown. My bad. That was
Crackdown. Crackdown had
Oh no, my bad. We played Shadowrun on the for waiting for Halo 3.
I don't think I had this. Like, they get one guy Bobby.
Hey, but next gen on some real shit, man. You really like Midtown Madness though?
Oh, that was my shit, son. Midtown Man running around the
Kung Fu Chaos.
That was Kung Fu Chaos.
Oh yeah, Kung Fu Chaos.
Yo,
Fusion Frenzy, the first one.
Yo, Microsoft got them bangers, man. What the fuck are you guys doing, man? And they start bringing some of that shit back right there. They really
Bring back lips. Bring back lips.
Oh hell no. Hell
lips.
What is wrong with you, man?
Yeah, what they can bring back 100.
I'm sorry, half of you corny motherfuckers don't fuck with women, so therefore you wouldn't understand.
Some Rick James shit. You playing wrong game.
That is an icebreaker. That gets the lady ice.
If you want to
singing karaoke and shit,
wrong. If you want to get some bitches on the 360 back in the day, motherfucking Uno. With the camera?
Uno. Yeah, Uno. Yeah, Uno. Definitely about that life. With the Kinect. Yes, the Kinect.
No, it was the 360i.
It was wild.
It wasn't even the fuking Kinect. It was the little fucking 360 camera.
No, it turned to the next level when you start playing.
Next gen. How many pussy DMs did you get on the X360?
Yeah. My man lost his girl on that shit, on that Uno. Yeah, but listen, fella, we been going on for 2.5 hours, man. Is there anything you want to say before we get the fuck up out of here? Anybody want to get the last word?
Hey, we scared the shit out of Porter. We scared the shit out of T Reaper, man. We got to start getting this white boy some. He's scared as hell. We got too many ethnic motherfuckers in here. We got to let him have a segment.
I man was getting the first aid kit for y'all.
Right? That's fine. No, I had my segment last night. It was fun listening. It was fun listening for
Hey, yo. T Reaper the cut man.
Hey, yo, listen. T Reaper sent me a motherfucking selfie with a wife beat on. I said, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Jay Williams. Thanks so much for the t-shirt, man.
I said, what the fuck is it here for? What the fuck was that, your thigh? Oh, no, T Reaper. Brother, no, T Reaper.
God, no doubt.
1-800 man on man
t-shirt this morning. It was funny trying to wash them though.
Hey, and by the way, PlayStation fans, do what we Xbox dudes do and ladies do. We buy our games and we put them on. We buy our games. We don't red box them.
Right now, that dude, whatever the fucking name is, he's embarrassed. He's like, Phil, I ain't giving you shit. These motherfuckers don't buy games. Motherfucker better collect cans if you want advertisement. Fuck out of here.
You know what I'm saying?
Get out of my office.
Right now, I'm buying Shadowrun right now. It's being downloaded right now. 3.79 gigs. Go check me out on my check out my gamer tag KMega405, baby. I buy games. I play games.
I better hope they make fucking.
You'll see me clowning. You'll see me playing some motherfucking games with 100 and my boy Tax. And the rest, all days, big-headed ass.
Come up in there
hold on. Bone said that you over there, you bullshitting.
You running.
You running. He said you running.
Listen here.
100 said you running from him.
Listen here. Hey, small head 100. You know you couldn't play no motherfucking contact sports as a child because you had that low-ass head. Cashew head, motherfucker. Like, nah, man. You got a head, nigga, a Muppet sock, man. Little head, motherfucker, man. I'm gonna beat your ass. You know you can't play with me. You be all drunk and shit. But now we out of here, man. No, thank you for rocking out with the multiplayer podcast. Ain't nothing fucking but the multiplayer podcast. We out of this bitch. No lag.